What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. Today I'm excited to bring you a knife sale, but not just a knife sale, a knife and EDC sale. You can obviously see some of the things on the table are not knife related. So what I'll be doing is just kind of going through the list, talking a little bit about each item or items, and giving you the prices. And then what I will also do is in the description, I'll list the items with the prices. I will be posting this video up at the same time. I will be taking a picture of these items with a link to this video to post up onto Instagram. And if I don't move these items or get responses for these items within 48 hours of posting the video, I will be posting them to Reddit. So having said that, the way that this works is I accept PayPal, I accept Venmo, and I will include a tracking number and ship within the continental US. Sorry if you're overseas, I can't afford to ship overseas, but if you have a proxy in the US that I can send to, then I am happy to do that. Additionally, you have to be 18 years or older. If you're enjoying the video, you can do me a favor, like and subscribe. Always helps the channel if you want to do that. Comment down below and let me know if you do not have an Instagram account to message me. We will figure it out in the comments, and it will be first come, first serve. Having said that, if there are any trade interest, I would be willing to hear them, but I am mostly looking to sell these items because I need to free up funds for the channel. Now, that's not to say if you have something that I have not reviewed or have interest in that I wouldn't consider that trade. Let's go ahead and jump into the items. So I am actually going to start with the lowest priced item, which is actually going to be the Gerber Arm Bar Slim. You can take the keyring off or cut the lanyard off if you don't like this particular item. I actually find I was carrying this a lot in the beginning, and then I found what happened when I picked up my Bear and I picked up my Best Man 2 from Lion Steel. These items weren't quite making it into the pocket as much because I wasn't finding I use the extension arm with the bit in it as often as I had thought, because I had picked up, dedicated tools to do maintenance and stuff on the knives that I have in my inventory. But that is not to say that this is not a nice piece. Oh, it had popped out. Sorry, I thought I had missed. This is the bottle opener. As you saw already, it has a really nice utility knife if you don't want to use your stuff and you just want like a little tool to throw down in the pocket. And it does have the arm bar, and it has the really beautifully done orange coated finish on there. I mean, it feels fairly well made, but I'm asking $25 for that one. I believe brand new they're like 39 bucks, and that one's in pristine condition. Like I said, I just picked up the slip joints and found that I wasn't carrying it as much. Now the next item on here, I'm going to go ahead and get that out the way, is going to be the Metonboss. This is the Mandalorian emblem, and it has the blurple finish on there. I have fidgeted with it so you can see just a little bit of wear on the little Teflon coating that he threw on there. I really like these a lot, but I found that I like the slides a little bit more when they're squared off. But this is a really nice piece, all titanium, and it has really nice finishing details on it. This MSRP'd for 99 bucks. I am asking 50, so a deep discount. I know the haptic coin's probably not going to be as big a draw, but if you were ever interested in one, or you want to take this one and flip it for a little bit more money, you probably could in all likelihood. The next two items that I want to talk about are actually going to be these Swiss Army knives from Victorinox. The first one is the Super Tinker, and it has a set of Micarta scales that are no longer available on it. So the manufacturer of this, I don't know if they just stopped making them, but as you can see here, the fit and finish is very, very good. I don't know if it's maybe just hard to make the Micarta scales or what the deal is, but everything fits in it very nicely. You can even get to the pliers I'm sorry, the pliers, the tweezers, and get them in and out really nicely. They lock down nice and secure. I've never lost them. They've never fallen out. Toothpick is in there as well. The Super Tinker has the Phillips head in place of the corkscrew, and then the blade has the factory edge on it. I didn't really cut with it too much. I think I opened a couple of boxes with it, and that was really about it. This is in really good shape. I am selling it with the flashlight, and keep in mind you cannot pick up this Micarta scale anywhere anymore, and the scales by themselves were 50 bucks. The set I am selling together for $60. So let me know if you're interested in that. The next set that I want to talk about is actually going to be, I think this is the hiker, with the Metonboss brass scales and brass Olight. It does not have as much patina on the Olight. It's a little dark. You can see it's starting to patina just a little bit here on the Metonboss scales. Really nice scales. They fit really well. Very nicely done. These are JB welded into place because it does require an epoxy of some kind to seat them, so you're not going to be able to get these scales off easily, probably not without damaging them. You can see here this just has the big blade, the small blade, it has the scissors right here, pry tool, can opener, and then on the opposite side the Phillips head and the awl and the hook. So that is everything that is on this one. Keep in mind they are brass. They are a little bit weighty if you're interested in this. But again, this is the Metonboss scales. I think they're like $100. I'm selling this set all together for 80 bucks. So if you're interested in either one of these, just let me know. They're very premium. I'm not super hard pressed if they don't sell, because it actually took me a while to put these sets together, and I really do like those scales a lot. But because I'm not finding it in the rotation as often, I'm not as inclined to sell it cheap or for a low price. But I really like the set. I think that's a fair price. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the knives, which I'm sure is what you're most interested in. I recently picked up a Delica 4 and 20 CV from Knife Joy, and they actually have very beautiful blue scales. I thought I would always keep the zombie green scales because I really like the way that they look, and it's such a unique color and it stands out so much. I think I just hit my tripod. But this is nice and broken in, very good one hand operating. And sorry, I just hit the tripod again. I have this zoomed out so that you can see everything on the table, and it's kind of tripping me out how close I have to get to the camera to get the close up, but it's nice and secure. No side to side play, no up and down play. It does have the factory edge on it, very light cutting. I have fidgeted with it plenty. Really like this Seki City, Japan made knife. I'm asking $50, which is really cheap for that knife. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Knife Center exclusive CJRB RIA. CJRB RIA. The CJRB RIA has very nice micarta scales on it, all blacked out hardware, titanium milled pocket clip. It does have their AR RPM 9 blade steel on it. It does have a little bit of marking on it from where I've used this knife a little bit. I really do like this for a fifth pocket, and it's a very surprisingly comfortable, very gentlemanly knife. MSRP on these are like over 75 bucks. I'm asking $50 for the CJRB RIA with the Knife Center exclusive micarta scales. Really nice. Does have just a little bit of patina on it from where I've held it, but I think it looks really good. So $50 for the CJRB RIA. Next up, we'll be moving up the line, so I'm going to pause the video really quickly and we will come back and talk about the top row. We are back. That was a minimal wait time for you though, because I was able to edit me moving those items out of the way. I wanted to get these a little bit closer so you could take a look at them while I am talking about the remaining knives on the table. So first up, we're going to start with the Civivi Chevalier. This one here has 14C 28N blade steel on it. Nice wood blacked out hardware that has been milled out for weight reduction. You can expect to get the factory clip with the banter clip. I will include the banter clip with it because I think it is a really nice upgrade for this knife and completely changes it. Action on this is nice and smooth. Stone wash looks really good. It does have a really nice 18-degree angled edge on it that is razor sharp. You can expect that to perform really well when you get this one. I am asking $65. The MSRP on this is close to $75, so I'm asking $65 because I think that's a fair price for a knife that's pretty pristine and has a killer edge on it. $65 for the Civivi Chevalier. Next up is going to be the Kizer Begleiter 2 button lock. This one here is carbon fiber and red G10 woven together with 154 cm blade steel. It is a flipper only, meaning a flipper tab only button lock. Has very nice action. Sorry, I'm not very good at doing this left-handed, so I'm gonna switch. Very nice action, really great little knife. These are out of stock. You cannot get these right now. They have sold out completely. So this one is going to be a hot one to pick up. Really hard to actually sell this one, but I mean, I'm just not carrying as much as some of my other knives, and I really want to free up funds for the channel so I can continue to make the content. So I'm asking $65 for this one. Factory edge, really great action, such a phenomenal little knife. Next up, and I am going in order of price, even though these are not laid out in that order. I am going to be selling the Damned Design Invictus with the 154 cm blade steel. Really beautiful acid etch wash on this one. G10 handles. It does have the titanium filler clip for the opposite side because it is reversible. The action on this is super smooth, and it is only going to get smoother the more you handle this particular knife. It is really, really nice. Highly recommend this knife even if you're not picking this one up. The Invictus, it retails for $80 on Blade HQ's site where I picked this up. I'm asking $65. So the first three knives that I have shown, $65. Very, very budget friendly knives. You're picking them up for a really great deal. Next up, you need to be responsible for your local laws to make sure that it is legal for you to own this where you live and or carry. This is the Axial Shift, done in S35 VN, which is a fantastic blade steel, one of my favorite blade steels. It is a clip point, really good ergos, even though it looks just very basic. It feels very comfortable in hand. It has phenomenal action. You can see you have to really ramp up to get it to where you want to deploy it. You know, snagging it accidentally is not going to deploy it. You have to get it past that push point. Operates pretty reliably. You do need to purchase the left-hand carry clip for this one if you decide to get it and you want to carry it in your left pocket. But really great knife. I can't say enough about how impressed I am with the shifts. Just great pocket knives. The retail on these are $220 right now. I'm asking $150 for the Axial Shift. Getting down to the last two knife guys, we're almost there. Next up, can't believe I'm selling this knife, but I have just too many titanium handled sheep foot blade knives. I mean, there's two titanium handles here and 3 sheep's foot in the sale video in itself, but I guess I just really like that shape because it's super useful for me for the draw cuts and what I'm doing. This has a very beautifully done S35 VN blade steel. It still has its factory edge on it. I've just dropped it a little bit from a couple uses, but because I rotate through my knives so much, I actually realized I have not used this as much as I have carried it. I have flicked it a ton because it is buttery smooth with solid lockup, has a nice 30% lockup with a lock bar insert. I love the bronze hardware on this one. It actually is kind of killing me to let this one go, but I had to pick one, and it wasn't going to be the Roxy 3, and it sure as heck wasn't going to be my Yojimbo 2, because that one serves a completely different type of purpose, and I have a couple more over here too, but they don't have the titanium. This one MSRPs for $199. I am asking $175. You would be getting a very premium knife, lightweight EDC, very thin to carry, very smooth action with good detent, and a very nice discount at $175. Let me know if you're interested in that one. Last but not least is going to be a knife that really, again, kind of pains me to sell it, but I have to let it go. I got too many knives in the inventory, and believe it or not, as much as I love this knife, I still carry other knives more than this one. It is a really nice, it's a Knife Joy version S35EN Tonto blade with a phenomenal edge. It actually has a really good screaming edge. It has really buttery smooth action, very satisfying to reverse flick and to thumb flick this one. It is the, I think they call it the Terminator because it's all titanium, and then it just has the bronzed hardware and the anodized pocket clip and hardware on this one as well. MSRP on this one is $525. I am asking $400. Really deep discount. This is very thin and easy to carry. The only thing that I would complain about is the lock bar access, and I can still access it pretty easily. I just wish they would have knocked it down a little bit, but I get it. When you're holding it in hand, it makes it that much more comfortable to hold and use. So killer knife at a killer price. All of the items, with the exception of the Metonboss coin, the Gerber Arm Bar Slim, and possibly, I don't think I will be able to locate the boxes for the lights and the Swiss Army knives. Everything else comes with the factory boxes, pouches, paperwork. Everything that they come with will be included. You're going to get a COA on the Medford with it's like a seal case, like, you know, when you have those waterproof cases, that's what it actually looks like. Because it depends on what Medford I get. Is it a taco? Is it a case? So this one actually comes again with the COA and the case, so that you have that to look forward with this one. If you are interested, message me over on Instagram. If you do not have an Instagram, just make a comment down below on the knife that you're interested in and how I can get a hold of you, and I will reach out to you usually within the hour. I try to monitor as much as I can. As the channel's gotten a little bit bigger, I'm a little bit slower on some of the stuff, but I try to respond as quick as I can. Items with prices will be listed in the description down below for you for ease of access. You can check down there to see if an item's still available if you're not catching this video as it drops. Alright guys, during edits I realized I completely skipped over one of the items that I wanted to include in this particular knife sale. So I am also going to be including a set of scales and backspacer only from my Demko AD 20.5 with the dark matter fat carbon scales and the dark matter backspacer. It will not include the knife or the pocket clip. I actually have something else on the way, but I did want to list these MSRP for $160 for the scales, the backspacer. What I'm going to be doing is asking for $120 for the scales and backspacer. Total price $120. Want to give the subscribers the best deal that I can. If no one speaks up after 48 hours, I will be listing these on Reddit, but they will be at a higher price on Reddit because I know that they will fetch a higher price. Again, $120, dark matter, fat carbon, backspacer, and scales. Really good looking scales, really good condition. I've taken really good care of them. The only caveat with this is I am waiting for the replacement scales to come in, and they're being made, so it will be a little bit of a delay, but if you notify me now, I'll hold them for you and ship them out to you. If you can't wait and you really have to have these, I can swap it back to the factory scales and backspacer, but I'd really like to just do this once. So if you can handle that, great. If not, I totally understand and I can get them out to you. So 120 backspacer, if I can get it in there, a nice shot of it. The backspacer matches up perfectly with the jimping on there and the scales. All right, guys, back to the regularly scheduled program. Hopefully you have something here that you're interested in. Pay attention to the post time, because if it's been more than 48 hours, I am going to list it on Reddit also, so you really want to check the descriptions because I do update them as I sell it out on Reddit as well. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all the support from everyone out there. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.